Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, back with another video, and in today's video, I will be briefly going over the Brandon Aiyuk situation with the 49ers and discussing whether or not Brandon Aiyuk to the Washington Commanders is realistic or how realistic it is. So, if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications, on the road to 4K subs if you could, hit that sub button, I'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so the Brandon Aiyuk situation is it's not complicated. There's just a lot of smoke around it, which is why I've kind of been avoiding, talking about it in a video. But now, finally giving it to y'all because he dropped another comment today on Instagram, a post made by JPA Football, and it basically said that the Commanders and 49ers did have talks before the draft about, the Commanders trading for Brandon Aiyuk, and obviously, we didn't end up trading for him. I think the 49ers made an offer to us, and Adam Peters and the Commanders just didn't want to budge, didn't want to do it. We don't know what the deal is. Maybe we'll find out later. We shall see. But under that post, Brandon Aiyuk said, but I thought the Niners was never trying to trade me. And this is basically coming from something he posted last week, said last week. He posted a video on his TikTok page. He was on a FaceTime call with Jayden Daniels. I know I'm super late to this, but he was on a FaceTime call with Jayden Daniels, and he basically told Jayden Daniels, it was like, they don't want to keep me, bro. And Jayden Daniels was like, oh, shoot, huh? Yeah, he was basically telling Jayden Daniels that the 49ers, they just don't want him back. And it's kind of like they do want him back. They definitely do want him back because if they didn't want him back, then I feel like they would trade him. They want him back, but not at the price, Brandon Aiyuk wants, because we've seen offseason wide receivers getting paid left and right. Michael Pittman Jr., AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he got 30 mil. I think AJ Brown got 32 a year. Justin Jefferson, he got 35 a year. Jalen Waddle, he got $28 million a year. And Brandon Aiyuk, he's entering the final year in his rookie contract with the Niners, and he wants an extension. He wants to be a 49er, but if they're not going to give him what he feels like he deserves, then he's comfortable, going elsewhere. And you obviously have other receivers waiting to get paid as well, like Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb. You have guys next year as well, maybe Garrett Wilson next year, Chris Olave, other guys too. So I get where Brandon Aiyuk's coming from. He doesn't want to wait. He wants, and I feel like he does deserve $30 million or more a year. I mean, he's an elite wide receiver. He'd be a wide receiver one on any other team. I mean, I feel like you can kind of consider him the Niners wide receiver one since they use Deebo Samuel in so many different ways. But any other team he would, well, on most teams he would be, wide receiver one. So I get where Brandon Aiyuk is coming from. He wants to get paid. He deserves to get paid, and he will get paid. The question is, when will he get paid? Will it be, this off season, before the season starts, or will it be next off season in free agency? We shall see. Now, is Brandon Aiyuk to Washington even realistic? Now, yesterday, Ryan Clark reported on NFL Live that he, had a meeting. He had a talk with Brandon Aiyuk. I don't know if it was yesterday or before yesterday. I don't know when it was, but he had a talk with Brandon Aiyuk, and Jayden Daniels was with Brandon Aiyuk when Brandon Aiyuk was meeting with Ryan Clark. So that's very interesting. Obviously, Brandon Aiyuk, Jayden Daniels, they go back to, ASU days when Jayden Daniels was at ASU and Brandon Aiyuk was at ASU in his senior year. So they're best friends. They talk every single day. Jayden Daniels even said they talk like 3 to 4 times a day. So they're best friends. Jayden Daniels even posted a story of them hanging out a couple of days ago. I don't know where, maybe in California, maybe here in the DMV. I don't know where, but they were hanging out. So, yeah, they're best friends. I don't think, them being best friends, Jayden Daniels posting that IG story, really, you shouldn't take too much from it. Obviously, Jayden Daniels, he even said in an interview, I think on draft day, that his dream teammate is Brandon Aiyuk. Like, that's his guy, but obviously, it's not his decision. It's Adam Peters' decision if he wants to trade for Brandon Aiyuk. Even if he wants to trade for Brandon Aiyuk, the 49ers have to agree to trade Brandon Aiyuk to us or to any other team. So, yeah. So, I mean, are we going to get him? Probably not. I even saw a trade package put together, I'm pretty sure, by FanDuel a week or two ago. And the package was basically us receiving Brandon Aiyuk, and then the Niners receiving De'Ami Brown, a 2025 second round pick and a 2025 fourth round pick. Hey man, if that's the deal, I'm all for it. But if we have to trade like a first round pick and maybe a second or a third, then maybe not. Like our first round pick, we still got needs on this roster. We still need a tackle. Well, if Brandon Coleman doesn't pan out, or if we want to replace Andrew Wiley next year, we may be in the market for edge rusher next year. We'll see, or even for a wide receiver or a cornerback. So we want to keep that first round pick, which is why I don't see us trading anything more than a second round pick for Brandon Aiyuk. We could trade like maybe a second and a third, second and a fourth, second and a fifth, maybe 2 seconds, one from this year, one from next year, but just not a first round pick because first round picks to us are just too valuable. I mean, we have the money to pay Brandon Aiyuk. Money is not the issue. It's just draft capital. I think right now we're projected to have only 6 picks next year in the 2025 NFL draft. So we don't want to give up our draft capital when we don't even have a lot of draft capital as of right now for 2025. So we'll see what happens. But right now, I feel like the odds of us getting Brandon Aiyuk are pretty low. But we'll see what happens. Maybe he demands a trade. Maybe the 49ers and Aiyuk and his camp don't come to a contract agreement and end up trading him. Maybe it's to us, maybe it's to a different team, maybe the Steelers, Patriots, whatever, who knows, but we'll just see how this pans out. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment down below whether or not the Commanders should trade Brandon Aiyuk if the 49ers are in the business of trading for him, and if so, what would you give up for Brandon Aiyuk? And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.